Hey Gemini, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading. For anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Gemini, it's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. We have the Sun, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. Okay. You're showing up here as a queen, a page, and a knight. So this tells me that you have been through a lot in your life. You've been through a lot of experiences and kind of like played different roles. You know what it's like to handle things in an immature way. You know what it's like to bring more maturity. You know what it's like when you communicate and when you don't. So it's just showing that you have a lot of versatility and you have a lot of experience. Even if you don't have the years to back up that experience, you're just someone who has been through things and who has journeyed through different phases of life. And you're someone who's overcome a lot of challenges. You're capable of overcoming a lot of challenges. It seems like you use your life experiences to look at problems from a lot of different angles, kind of figure out what the best approach is at any given time. And from looking at this, it looks like you have a wide range of skills and natural abilities. So a lot of talents here. You're a very talented person. With this Sun card, it's like I can tell that you are extremely charismatic. You have the Sun and the Queen of Wands. You're a very passionate person, very charismatic. People are drawn to you. A lot of people feel safe around you too because you have a way of giving people a voice. Maybe people who otherwise wouldn't have a voice, you have a way of bringing people together and making people feel like they belong. I think you're also extremely creative, but I'm seeing from this that you a lot of times might doubt your natural gifts. Kind of wonder if your creative works are good enough. There is something about the energy of these cards, the way that you have a card in the upright and then reverse, upright and then reverse and upright. It makes me think that there is something that you might have been kind of going back and forth on for a while. You might kind of debate what path is right for you and just, it's like you can't make up your mind, or like it becomes overwhelming sometimes. You just go back and forth. 1 second you think it's this, then you think it's that, and then it's back to the other thing. And then like there's a lot of that kind of energy here of not being able to decide. I'm also seeing that you are a great communicator, very sharp, very quick-witted. You're extremely, extremely smart. And I think that if you are to choose a career path that is very difficult, that maybe requires a long course of study, this is something it looks like you can handle. Like you're up for the challenge because you've got the smarts for that. You've got the brain power for it. So if you're doubting yourself in that way, which I kind of don't think that's the main doubt, I think you know you're that smart. I think you know you can handle it when it comes to like memorizing facts, passing tests. It's more probably a matter of if you want to go through an intensive course of study. But I think it's more your creative side that you doubt than like your ability to intellectually understand things and communicate ideas. Feels like you kind of have that down. It looks like you also really have a great sense of humor and have the ability to make people laugh and to brighten their day. Some of you may have been told in the past, this is for just like a select few of you, but some of you may have been told that you would be great at stand-up comedy or something. And I feel like you really doubt that, or like you don't think you're that funny, or you think if you got on the stage you would totally freeze, even though like you're really funny when you're just around your friends and stuff. But it's like, yeah, I think some of you have received that message, and I don't know if you've truly received it, like you actually want to go and get on a stage somewhere or like sign up for an open mic night or something. But I think you actually would be great at that because you are funny. There's also kind of a star quality here with the Sun and the Queen of Wands here. There's a star quality about you. So it's probably a great assessment that you would be great in some sort of entertainment because people are really drawn to you, and I think the crowds would definitely flock to you. There's just something so intriguing about your personality and something that kind of makes you the center of attention, whether you want to be or not. It could be that you are an extremely attractive person, because I'm definitely picking that up from the Queen of Wands. Very attractive person. There's something about you that really catches a lot of people's eyes. So yeah, if you wanted to do something that's in the public eye or kind of put you out there in center stage, that could be an option for you. I think you would definitely succeed at that. It looks like you're kind of at a place where you don't know like what you want to do. It looks like you don't want to choose a career based purely on how much that field is going to let you earn. With this Four of Pentacles in reverse, it just looks like you're not wanting to make your decision based on the finance aspect of it, although you recognize the importance of financial stability. It seems like you really value your happiness and your creativity and your passion. So picking something purely based on how much money you can make doesn't really excite you. And you know what? If you follow your passion, the money will follow. That might be something that you're kind of starting to realize. So you don't want to pick something that's you're just picking it because like you could make a bunch of money. And you know what I think what might be the most confusing part for you? Because you are so smart and you're capable of anything, it's pretty much you can pick what you want to do and you can do it. It's not that you will be limited by your capacity to learn and to understand if it's something that requires a lot of study. But you could have been a person who had your eyes set on a career that looked very impressive, that could earn you a lot of money, that would require a lot of schooling. And then at some point you might have realized that's not really what you want to do, that you were really picking that based on maybe expectations from other people, or based on the amount of money you can make, based on a certain status that you could achieve. And then you're kind of like wondering, do I want to go through with that, or do I want to do something that feeds my soul a little bit more than that? That's not to say that what feeds your soul is something that doesn't require a lot of study, but you may have been on the wrong track at some point. And that's what I could be picking up on with this kind of energy of maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this. It's kind of like this back and forth energy, and it could be because of that. But I think that in that case, it's really, you are very blessed to be as intelligent as you are, to be as quick as you are, and to actually have the ability to succeed in whatever field you go into. And at the same time, that does make it hard for you to decide what to do, because you could do anything, but you want to be doing it from a place of true desire and true passion. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of your personality and your strengths. Let's jump into some of your oracle cards and see what type of career would be right for you. So the first card we have is the Sword. Okay. This is really tapping into that back and forth energy that we were just discussing. So it looks like you are someone who finds it really difficult to choose just one career. And that's probably because you are multi-talented, but it's hard for you to choose. So the Sword is about being decisive, about making decisions. And this might be something that you just have to, at some point, just put your foot down about, even though you've been going back and forth. You do have, like we were saying, strengths in so many different areas that you don't know which one to pursue. So this might be something that you've worried about. It's just like, again, I feel like there's this split energy between making money and achieving something impressive, and then doing something that you love. And what you love might be just as impressive, but it might be a matter of you not viewing it as such. You might not think that it's as impressive because maybe it's not quite as difficult or something like that. And another path will make you happy, but it does feel like that path might be, maybe it's a little more uncertain in terms of how much money you will earn in that path. So I just have to say that you really should follow your heart when it comes to this, and don't let anyone pressure you into making decisions that don't feel right for you, because this is something you have to live with for, I won't say for your life, because you can always change your direction. You can always change your path. You can choose a different major or a different course of study or a different profession. You can do that at any point, but you're going to have to live with this decision for the period of time that you are living it. So make sure that this decision is coming from you and not pressure from someone else telling you that you should be a certain thing. You should pursue a certain path. Only you know what's right for you. With this, yeah, I think this page is something that really lights you up. So I want to look into more of your oracle cards, but it really does feel like you have a choice to make here. And that what's hard about this choice for you is that when you make a choice for one, you make a choice and you say yes to one thing, you're automatically saying no to another. It's like when this sword comes down, it really slices this whole picture in half. And if you went with this side, then you can't have this side anymore. And that might not actually be true, but that's certainly how you feel. It's like if you make one decision, then you have to say no to something else. And I just feel like this is something you might not be willing to say no to. There might be something on your mind and on your heart that you're just not willing to say a firm no to, and to eliminate the possibility of. So let's see what other cards you have. We have community. And we have Vesta. Okay, really interesting energy and a lot of rainbow imagery here. So if rainbows are significant to you, this could be some sort of sign or confirmation. I feel like it's really interesting just to see them coming out in the cards like this. I always think of the chakra system when I think of rainbows. So this could be about you really tapping in, tuning in, and being in touch with who you really are, getting centered about who you are and what you want. With this community card, I get the feeling that whatever you feel passionate about is something that will impact a lot of people. It's something that will help you make a difference, either in your local community, hometown, or maybe even expand out past that. This is very interesting energy here with Vesta. Vesta really lets me know that you're on a mission to increase joy. You're on a mission to increase joy not only in your own life, but in the lives of others. So this kind of goes back to maybe this difficult decision that you have to make, because your ultimate mission here is for you to feel joyous and to feel happy about whatever career path you choose to pursue. And when other factors are coming into that decision-making process, it can make it a little bit difficult for you to decipher what it is that's going to make you truly happy. I can tell, though, again, from the Sun card and the Queen of Wands card, that you really are in pursuit of joy and happiness. These are both very uplifting cards, and I think you want to spread that joy. So doing something where you can spread that joy, whether that's through laughter, like we were talking about with comedy. You might be someone who performs some sort of comedic act, or who writes something that's very uplifting and joyous for people. That might be something you really want to pursue. I can see how that could be an uncertain type of path, where as like becoming something that's very traditional and that has a track record of paying consistently would be more attractive in terms of financial stability. But it does look like you want to offer some kind of joy. With Vesta is actually the second largest and brightest asteroid, and it was named after the goddess of hearth and home and family and the center of a strong community. So it's like really interesting that you have this community card. And also the Queen of Wands gives me that community vibe. The Queen of Wands is like the life of the party, the center of attention, and she's that center figure that everything kind of revolves around. So she's the one that brings people together, and everyone kind of knows each other through that Queen of Wands. She's a central figure. So whatever this is that's best suited for you, it puts you in the position of being a very central figure. it feels like you want to give of yourself in a way that will benefit your entire community. And this is something that you feel passionate about, and it's something that is like a fire burning inside of you. You can see from this card, there's this fire burning here kind of represents Vesta, and it's about keeping that fire burning, keeping that passion alive. And I think there's a part of you that wants to really do just that. You want to keep the passion alive. You don't want it to be, you don't want that flame to be kind of like snuffed out. You're definitely a person that was meant to shine. So that flame should definitely be kept alive in you. It's a part of you. Like, it's such a part of you that I think separating that from you would be very detrimental to your soul. It would feel like death to your soul. So whatever you want to bring the sword down on, whatever decision you want to make, definitely don't separate. Don't bring that sword down between you and that passion, because it seems essential to your very essence. Let's grab a few more cards. We have Council of Light. This is divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. This is another card that really makes me think of community. And then we have surrender, so I can release my need to control. Yeah, I feel like that surrender card is perfect here, because whatever this is, there is going to be a sense of surrender when it comes to it, because I do think this is a decision that might be a little difficult for you to come to, but it's almost like you know the answer from the beginning, and at some point you just have to give into it, and you just have to surrender to it. So for some of you, you may be called to work with children. There is a lot of childlike, very fun energy here with the Sun card, with the Queen of Wands. I could see you being a teacher and having all of the little ones all around you, again, putting you in that position of being the center of attention, the person that everyone revolves around. It feels like you have just such a beautiful, bright, uplifting energy that children would like to be around you, and you would like to be around children, because children are a whole lot of fun, and I think you like to have fun. You like to keep things interesting. It seems like, too, with this energy of you being kind of like the center, it puts you in the position of almost being a guide. So this might extend to some sort of work as a counselor. That might be like a guidance counselor. I am still seeing you a lot in like an educational field. That might be something that's really important to you. It would really serve the community. And it could be for some of you that you want to teach a less traditional subject. Like, it might be that you want to be an art teacher, or just something a little, maybe a photography teacher, something like that, not like a math teacher. It totally could be that too, but it might be that you're very clear on the fact that you want to teach or guide and lead in some way, but it's just the subject matter that might have you hung up. As we have discussed, this could be an artistic pursuit in some way. It could also be, like what we were just saying, like teaching some sort of art, but there's definitely artistic vibes here, and I do get the feeling, again, from the Page of Cups, that any kind of creative force that comes from you is the thing that you're questioning and doubting the most. So that might be an indication that that's the thing that's the closest to your heart and that you really do want to pursue. I'll tell you that you were born to lead. Queen of Wands and Vesta energy, totally born to lead. So whatever this is, you're going to be a leader in some way. There may be kind of an element of some sort of outreach center or an art gallery or something that you want to open. With this leadership energy, it feels like you might be paving a kind of new path in some ways. Like, this might be something where you need to open up your own fill in the blank in order to accomplish this. Like, you might open up your own outreach center that has never existed before, and now this is a place where people can gather and can be helped. And it was not in existence before. People could not receive this sort of help before you established this, and now they can. This could also be like an art gallery or something. Like, this is something that serves the community. and it's a place where people gather, and it enriches everyone's lives in the community, but it's like it may not have existed before you established it. So there is kind of this feeling of you maybe needing to blaze a new trail. That might be because whatever you want to do is a little bit outside the box, and there's just no good way for you to fit it into the confines of what has already been established, like in your world, in your community, in the minds of the people around you. There could just be this element of like, I'm just gonna have to start the gallery or the outreach center or whatever it is, or like open up this place where I can teach this thing that hasn't been available to the community thus far. There's kind of the feeling like that. I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up starting your own business. And for you, I don't really get the feeling that you would choose to start your own business necessarily because you feel so called to be an entrepreneur. I think you'd be great at it, and you probably know that, as we were talking about with all of your different skills. But I don't think that your main goal necessarily is to be an entrepreneur, but it's that your main goal might be to create something that has never been created before. And you kind of have to, like, you kind of have to go out on your own and start something new, because this vision of yours isn't going to fit into what is already in existence. I think it is going to require you to surrender a little bit, but it looks like you are a born leader here, and that whatever it is that you choose to do is going to have a really great and meaningful impact on everyone around you. I do, again, get really strong teacher vibes, but there's so many different professions, and of course this is a general reading, so you have to kind of like take these things and apply them to what you're thinking or what might fit with you. There's so many different ways that you can teach or that you can lead, but it looks like these are your greatest strengths, is like this ability to communicate ideas and to bring people together. And if you have a bit of an artistic side with that, and you can wrap that into this wonderful package, I think you'll be very successful. And maybe the worry about not being able to support yourself doing this, I think that worry is going to fade away for you. And I think it really should fade away, because you are so incredibly capable that I feel like you'll find a way to make this successful, to where you don't have to worry about if you can support yourself or not. I think you're going to come up with a creative way to make this something big and something meaningful, at least enough to sustain yourself. Like it might not be your goal to be rich, but you do want to be successful and to not have to worry. And I think you're going to accomplish that with whatever this is. So I think I will leave it there. Beautiful reading. You are so talented. I'm very, very impressed by you. I think you're going to be successful no matter what you choose to do. So thank you for hanging out with me. If you liked this video, if it resonated for you, please don't forget to leave me a comment down below, like this video, and subscribe if you feel like doing it. And I will see you again really soon. Bye.